What is going on, YouTube? It's your boy Butters here, back again with another video. And today I'm gonna be going over what Eternals should you use when playing the carry role. So there are two that stand out to majority of people, in my opinion, and that is Demiurge and Lotus. And we're gonna keep this relatively quick. I'm shooting for probably 10-minute video on this, but yeah, let's get into it. So the reason why I say Demiurge is because, you know, his major blessing gained 12% item stats, excluding passives, and 10% item damage. That in itself, with carry items, since they were buffed, is just huge. So you're getting that percent value on all of these statistics, right? Like you're getting more attack speed, more haste. You build Ruination. It's already at 70 power, so you're going to get more on top of that just from picking the Eternal, right? We're not even factoring in the minor blessings yet. But basically, all of the carry items, if you didn't know already, got a stat increase. So everything got more power, more haste, more penetration, more attack speed. Just everything got stat buffed. So when you pick something like Demiurge, let me shrink my camera a bit so we can see the blessings. You just get more of those already boosted stats, and as a carry, you know, getting your items online, getting those stats online is everything. It's the whole role. You want gold in your pocket so you can get those items. As far as minor blessings go, the only one I see people going mechanical fusion on is Wraith. You know, the magical Wraith snipe build that everyone complains about and how OP Wraith is. But other than that, you're most likely gonna see people go either Tricore or Bloatware, depending on if you want more damage or if you want, you know, some on hit. As far as the second blessings go, I don't see many people go Curse Corrupted besides some Eden players. Mostly because crit's pretty strong in this game. You don't really want to give up all your crit, in my opinion, unless you're going for a specific build. Memory Leak is decent if you have mana issues and plan on building Resolution as an item, I believe it's called. Yeah. Just because it pairs well with having more mana, more damage, since this converts mana into damage. That's the synergy. And then Construct is always just a default if you want more base health, mana, and physical power per level. For those who don't know, with the Eternals patch, base stats were increased to increase durability. So you actually get a lot of stats here, even if it's just 0.8% base health, mana, and physical power. Moving on to Lotus, the reason why I say this one is also a standard pick for Eternals for carries is because you're in duo lane. There's going to be a lot of scrapping and takedowns in these ranked matches, and for every takedown that happens, you're going to be getting a buff. For those of you who don't know how Lotus works, I know some people come to my chat and get confused, like, hey, how does this work? Well, when we look at it, it says every 2 minutes and for each takedown, you randomly get, you know, damage increase, ability haste, movement speed, or 2% max health. So every 2 minutes, you'll get one of these randomly. It's a random number generator. You could get all speed, you could get all health, all damage, all ability haste, or like a mix of one or the other, or a mix of all of them. It's random. It's gambling, pretty much. So, you know, you could get screwed by RNG or you could benefit from it. Either way, if you get a lot of takedowns in the game, these stats are all good stats to have. So, you just want to look for those 1-for-1 trades or like, you know, multiple takedowns. You just want to get as many kills and assists as possible. So you can keep stacking these and eventually just become so stat heavy that people can't contest you in the mid to late game. As far as minor blessings go, early bloom isn't really a carry thing. It's more of like a support mid lane thing, I feel like. Unless you have a super good ult.
I'm not ready for anything. Don't even know why I'm here.
Maybe Legion could benefit from it because he's got a really OP beam ult, but it may be Grim, but other than that, not even. I just wouldn't recommend going early bloom if you're playing carry Lotus. If anything, you should be going Masterpiece here. Kills grant more damage and movement speed for 12 seconds. 12 seconds is a long time, so if you get a kill in a team fight, you know, you're gonna have this extra damage and movement speed for 12 seconds that stacks. So, you know, if you have Vanquisher, you can pop off and, you know, secure kills and get more damage. It's kind of like Jinx's passive from League in the fashion that you get movement speed. It's a good blessing to have as a carry. I would recommend building this one. As far as the second blessing goes, there's usually only 2 options, being Immaculate or Prima Donna. You're not really going Fragrance because you don't have true damage built into your kit as a carry. I don't think any of the carries do. Immaculate's good if you're going for small trades in lane while being full HP. If you have an enchanter as your support, you can get value from this. Just because having 35% damage reduction while above 90% health is a lot. Let's say you get hit with a Gideon Rock late game. Usually that chunks you for about a quarter of your HP. Well, this, if you're full HP, is gonna reduce it drastically. So if you want to poke with an enchanter, you'll get value from this because, you know, obviously if you're below 90% health, you're not getting any value from this. So it's very specific towards having a Zinx or like a Narbash or something. Narbash is pushing it. I'd say just a Zinx. As far as the blessing I usually go, it's Prima Donna. It's always going to be active. You're always going to get 12% bonus damage to enemy heroes. Plus, you're already squishy, so the 6% damage from all sources is like whatever to me personally. Like, you're already a carry, you're already squishy, you might as well pump more damage while you can, right? In essence, the reason why this Lotus Eternal is good for carries is because you get all these stacking buffs. You could get a bunch of % damage through the blessings. It scales with you. More takedowns you get. Takedowns being a kill or an assist. You don't have to get the kill. You just have to get at least an assist. You'll receive a buff along with every 2 minutes. Other than that, there's a surprise Eternal you can go. Like, here's some optional ones you could go as a carry. If you're playing Grim, you can do an ult damage build with, you know, Seal and Millennia. It's pretty funny. Your ult does like 2,000 damage late game. Thrax, I think this basic attack on enemy heroes granting 7 gold can be pretty good if, you know, you're boxing in lane. The enemy team can totally choose to just not box you and you won't get value from it, but oh, sorry, my camera's in the way. But most ranked games, people aren't gonna do that. Right? Let's just be real. People aren't gonna do that. So you can get a lot of value from the king if you're constantly autoing people. And then ferocity, you know, stacking attack speed per second in hero combat. The longer you're in combat, you're just gonna get a ramping attack speed buff, and obviously that's strong on carries. It's not much, so you need to stay in combat for quite a bit to get some value from it, but when you do get value from it, it is pretty substantial. I think Nile is pretty good in carry, surprisingly. Growing threat, like compare it to Lotus. Lotus, you're getting the random 2% damage, 1.7% damage buff every 2 minutes along with takedowns, and then these percent damages. But when you look at this, it's only 12%, plus you take the extra damage. This gives 15% damage past the 18-minute mark. And you know, most games go past the 18-minute mark. So just getting a flat damage increase of 15% while no negatives are happening is pretty good. Doom, I believe this major blessing is slept on currently. You know, every 3 seconds, it's a really long extended period to be in combat, but if you're always boxing in dual lane, this is going to be stacking. So, you know, you just have to be aware of that, right? You got to always be boxing, always be in combat to get these stacks going. Plus, all of this character's blessings, in my opinion, are super strong. If a character has a dash or a leap or blink, they're slowed for 2 seconds. So if you're playing against like a Kira or a TB, you can run inescapable, and as soon as they dash, they'll be slowed for 2 seconds. That's a long time, and it allows you to catch up to them if you don't have that sort of mobility. Adaptive plating, I wouldn't really run with carry. You're not really building armor, but this terror blessing's pretty good. 35% damage reduction versus minions and monsters, and 20% versus towers. It allows you to play aggro and not get destroyed by lane minions. Like if you pick this blessing, you're taking like 0 damage from minions, I promise you. So you can win those early game trades. If you're both fighting in a minion wave, you're gonna have the better trade because you're taking less damage from them. But that's about it. I've seen people do Vermis. I haven't seen it succeed quite as much as Demiurge and Lotus. I don't know. Like on paper, it seems pretty good. Like dealing more damage on crit, dealing max health damage, dealing more damage to characters with more than armor. But it's only 10% damage, and you can get, you know, 12% from Prima Donna without needing the requirement. So it's really, I don't know. It's niche. So yeah. I'm gonna wrap this video up here. Just quick summary. Basically, if you're playing carry, you can't go wrong with Demiurge. You can't go wrong with Lotus. Certain situations you can go Thrax or Nihil or Vermis, but I haven't seen much success as consistently as just going Demiurge and Lotus. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and it explains some things for the carry role. For those who are new to the game or are confused about Eternals, let me know if this was helpful. I do plan on making the same sort of video for the other roles. Just giving you guys my thoughts and opinions, my experience as I play this update with you guys. So yeah, if you guys like this short type of content, let me know. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. It's Memorial Day. I'm gonna release this video in about an hour. I hope you guys are having a great time with your families and all that jazz if you're doing anything. But yeah, if you like this video, let me know. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch you all later. Peace.